Lord have mercy. This is some sad business I'm about to share with y'all. The price of fame ain't even worth it, especially when you trying to be Michael Jackson. They cut the movie before it got freaky, but according to LaToya Jackson, Michael was doing freaky things even when he was living in his mama house. So for Jaafar to play this role, they said he stuck and he being haunted. He was wearing Michael Jackson's actual glove, his actual jacket, reading his actual affirmations. Now they said he got a kinky side that he ain't never had before. He kept it a secret from his family because they probably would have never, ever wanted him to go this route. And that's allegedly the reason why Janet Jackson was disgusted, because she was watching her family letting her nephew go down the same sick path her brother went down. Now, he ain't know what he was doing until the movie was over. He thought it was gonna be all fun and games. But now he got that Michael Jackson stigma on him. He wake up in the middle of the morning in the parking lot in front of Chuck E. Cheese watching them people bring their kids in and out of there. This is getting out of hand. These are rumors and allegations and speculations, but I'm starting to believe it. You don't play no role like that and still keep your sanity. Heath Ledger's sister issued him a tragic warning a day before he passed away. Now, this man played the Joker, a mythological character. Michael Jackson was the real life Joker. So what did Jaafar Jackson really get himself into, y'all? We about to be talking about it. I'm about to break it all the way down. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, pray for Jaafar Jackson because this is sick. Listen.
Yeah, there was a lot of things, but most importantly, I was given a lot of notes, private notes of Michael's that he would, like his journaling, and that really opened up my mind to really feel how he was feeling in a lot of those moments, and just see the mantras he would create for himself and really even meditate on some of those to achieve something or to channel, to write songs. And it really opened my mind to how he was so deeply sensitive to everything going on around the world, to people that were in need, and how to channel that through his music and bring people together. And that really that surprised me. That was one of the things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
See, that sound all good. That sound all nice. But it could have had some skeet on them notes. Michael could have been inspired by some freakiness that he got wrapped up in his soul and his body now. Y'all need to see this. Y'all definitely got to see this, man. Did y'all know that Michael Jackson took all his ideas, all his dance moves, everything from this man that made a movie about a little boy? He was trying to convince the boy to take a snake bite. He was a snake in the movie, and Michael Jackson took everything, all his dance moves, the glove, I mean, everything. It's sick. Look, y'all need to see, Reggie, cut that off. Y'all need to see this, man. Because if this was his motivation for Thriller and Billie Jean and all that type of stuff, there go the little boy right there. He come across a big ass snake on some Adam and Eve type stuff. Come to find out, the snake is this man. Look, he Billie Jean. And he bad. And he a Thriller all wrapped in one. And he came out that tree for that little boy and started dancing. Look at his socks. He started dancing for that little boy, had him under a spell. Look.
Something.
That's just how Michael Jackson be walking. All the way to the day he passed, rest in peace. All his dance moves, everything he learned from this weirdo right here, out in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, can do whatever he want to do with that boy. Michael was inspired.
Leave your body home in your clothes.
His head, y'all see the way he was doing his head? Look. He did everything. This man even did the moonwalk, y'all.
Friends
he was inspired by weirdoism. His whole damn career. He made billions of dollars.
Is quite enough.
Look, this man stand on his tippy toes better than Michael ever did it. Oh man, this is so sad to see. Look, he throw the hat and everything. Look.
Humously.
He put it on his head and everything like that. Now, this was when Michael was a little boy. He was watching this stuff. And the reason why I'm making this video is because they didn't want Jaafar reading them notes. They kept that stuff in the vault. That's like handing him some fentanyl or something like that. And then he turned around and did the whole movie. Janet Jackson was so mad, she got up and left the movie theater. How could y'all do this, Jermaine? That's your own child, and you really want him to open Pandora's box? Now he's stuck, but people don't know how crazy Michael's life was. But one thing for sure, Jermaine Jackson knew.
Michael just had this chronic inability to sleep. I mean, I knew, having worked in the media for years, that he had a difficulty with it. I had no idea of how bad it was. I mean, he would literally be unable to get any sleep at all, like night after night.
Well, just coming off the stage, and there's like 180,000 people out there, and your adrenaline is going so high, and you're doing so much, and it's hard to just put your head on the pillow and sleep because it just goes on and on, even after you're off the stage. He always said that he didn't want to tour because he didn't want to have the problems of not sleeping and having to take Demerol and things like that, but he wasn't addicted to it because his behavior wasn't to the point that he was an addict. He was looking for this for sleep, and he trusted whoever administered these things to him. He trusted them.
Well, how can you sleep when you live in a lie? When you got everybody fooled and you living wrong? How can you sleep like that? How you gonna be able to get some rest when you know damn well you doing some stuff you ain't got no business doing behind closed doors? They ain't put that in the movie. And I ain't saying he guilty, but wherever there's smoke, there's a whole lot of fire. And when you do things like that to your face, the hell with being two-faced it. He had about 8, 9, 18, 20 faces. Can you trust somebody like that? I don't know. Yeah, he was sweet because that's how they taught him to be. In the 50s, that was good PR during Jim Crow. And I know he gone. I ain't trying to desecrate the man now that he passed, but his nephew's still living. And he done carried on all that baggage. It probably would have been best if they would have let his legacy rest in peace. But now it can't rest. It's living in Jaafar Jackson in the same way they said Michael couldn't get no sleep. They're saying he can't get no sleep right now. Listen at this.
This is C.
Pop has died.
As news of Michael
Years old, the king of pop has died.
As news of Michael Jackson's death sent shockwaves around the globe, the search for answers was just beginning.
We're just looking for any evidence of foul play or anything like that.
Within hours, investigators were on the scene of Jackson's Hollywood mansion. They soon discovered the singer had his own personal pharmacy. Some of the prescription drugs were labeled, many were not. The extent of Michael Jackson's drug use was starting to emerge. Some of his closest friends and family were stunned.
I only knew of what he was taking to sleep.
See, now what Jermaine Jackson got to do with Michael Jackson's passing, that's them family secrets that they trying to keep in the family. But them young kids, they not gonna tell them everything. They blind and they oblivious to a lot of things. So when Jaafar went for this movie role, he started finding out some things about his uncle and his family that he never knew before. Now that the movie all wrapped up, I know he still got questions and he's still seeking answers. And the deeper you go down that rabbit hole, it's going to be harder to get up out that thing. Now it's different if you're not related to nobody, you're not in the family and you do a role about somebody, you can go on about your business. If you want to read a book about it or do a little more research, it don't affect you personally. But now he looking at everybody crazy. Michael Jackson is a part of him. He a part of Michael. all that stuff is coming back. All his demons, the things he had to deal with within his family, it's all on Jaafar right now. And it's sickening. Jaafar Jackson wanted it to be a surprise to his family that he is taking on the role of his beloved uncle, Michael Jackson, in the biopic, and the 29-year-old nephew of the king of pop kept the news from his family, even his own mother, for a whole entire year, because he knew that if his mama knew that he was about to do that role, she would have talked him clean up out of that. Because why else would he keep it a secret like that? It's not that he was trying to surprise them so they would be happy. He was trying to go ahead and get everything, go far enough to where they can't stop him. Because he had to know that they would have tried to pull the plug on that thing earlier. Look at Jermaine.
That's it. Now, hearing all these other things, which I can't even pronounce the words, I wasn't aware. If that led to dependency on anything else, I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying that every time I saw Michael, he was 1,000% coherent. 1,000%, with a smile on his face.
Now, how often did he see Michael? Probably once every 5 years. Michael ain't want nothing to do with them. Especially when he moved out. They only saw him during concerts and things. He make it seem like they lived in the same house, or he was down the street from Michael and he could see him 24/7.
Michael's addiction did run much deeper, and many within his inner circle were aware. Physician Deepak Chopra, a personal friend of Jackson, says Michael once asked him to write a prescription for a narcotic.
I said I wasn't going to write a prescription. And when I confronted him, he started to cry. He said, you don't understand, I'm in a lot of pain.
Chopra says he feared for Jackson's health, so along with a member of Michael's family, he arranged an intervention.
He was so upset, angry, burst into my temper, left the room.
When do you think the drug use started?
I believe that a lot of it had to do with the stress of the 1993 allegations.
Oh, that's what did it. Jaafar, I'm praying for you, brother. At least you know Janet got your back. She wasn't sitting up there fronting. She let it be known she wasn't going for it. So when this stuff came out, that's when Mike really got depressed. I thought it was because of his face and he was having all them surgeries. He was in pain, but it was a mental pain, a mental strain that he was going through that caused for him to have all this depression and this stress, can't sleep at night, needs something to take the pain away after getting exposed like that. Because a hit dog gonna holler, scream at the top of his lungs. You might have thought it was your old lady out there crying when that dog get hit by a car. Michael up all night, can't sleep. The hell with Dirty Diana. What about Dirty Macaulay Culkin or Emmanuel Lewis? Jaafar got to deal with this stuff now. And we don't know how Jaafar he gonna make it. Especially in the same family that let Michael Jackson go insane because of his fame and celebrity. He was too famous for them to really get him to pipe down. He had all them brothers and ain't nobody kick his ass. They could have jumped Michael and got him back right. How he end up like that and you got all them brothers around you? Talking about he ain't have a friend in the world. He in Neverland looking for Peter Pan when Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, Randy, LaToya, Rebe got a whole damn family and no support. So how they gonna support Jaafar? His mother with his uncle, his brothers is his Cruthers, his sisters is his Crystals. It's all messed up. They threw him in the deep end knowing that he don't know how to swim. We gonna move on with this, y'all. All I'm asking y'all to do is pray for the man, because when people take on these type of roles, you got to live with that for the rest of your life. So rather he like it or not, he ain't Tamiat. It ain't like he the last dragon. And that'd be all right if he was doing karate for the rest of his life. But he Michael Jackson. So ain't no telling where it's going to go from here. Listen at this.
Me an anesthesiologist. I don't care how much money they want. Find me an anesthesiologist to be with me here overnight and give me this IV. My doctor told me this is a safe medicine. I said, it is not a safe medicine. I just called a friend of mine. It has a multitude of side effects. I said, the central nervous system problems, there's memory loss. I mean, the last end result of this is death. I said, you don't want to do this. He said, no, my doctor said it's safe. It works quick and it's safe. As long as somebody's here to monitor me and wake me up, I'm going to be okay. He kept saying anesthesiologist like he knew. I didn't even know what it said about the medicine and how it was used for anesthesia. So Michael was fully aware of it. He said, I had it before and I slept good. And I said, well, it is not safe. I don't know why anyone is telling you it's safe. What was really, really painful is that he called me last Sunday, in the afternoon. And he said, well, the person who called for him, I could hear Michael in the background. He called me and said, he was very frantic, and he said, Michael needs to see you right away. Can you come and see him? And I said, what's wrong? And I could hear Michael in the background, tell her that one side of my body is hot, and one side of my body is cold. It's very cold. And I said, tell him he needs to go to the hospital. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but I'm in Florida, and I cannot come. But he needs to, check that out immediately if he's having that type of symptom. I said, I'm not comfortable with that. Tell him to please go to the hospital and check that out right away. But he said, no. He said, one side is very, very hot, one side is cold. I said, I don't know what that could be. Maybe it's his heart, maybe his central nervous system. And at that point, I knew that somebody had given him something that hit that central nervous system, because, that's all he wanted was to sleep, but he was in trouble. He was in trouble Sunday. And he was crying out Sunday.
Oh,
he
Lord.
said,
oh, Lord have mercy. That is terrible. Well, what the hell they give him? Some icy hot? One side hot, one side cold? Well, what was it? They ain't put that in the movie. I bet you Jaafar wouldn't wanted to act through all that. He wanted to do the bubblegum Mickey Mouse stuff. He ain't want to do all that. That's why they cut that movie in half. They wanted him when he was young, but it all started back then. That's when it all took place. That's the foundation, the roots of his madness, y'all. Rest in peace to the King of Pop. I know a lot of people are emotionally invested into Michael. I was too. But the more and more I look into his career, I feel like a lot of what he did was a slap in the face to not just black people, but a lot of people across the world. If you ain't keeping it real, you just ain't keeping it real, man. And I know his back was up against the wall. In order to cross over, you got to cross all the way over. If you really want to cross over, you can't be out here looking and dressing like Allen Iverson. He had to do what he had to do to a certain extent. Unless he wanted to be Billy Ocean. And shout out to Billy Ocean. Ain't nothing wrong with a Caribbean dream or whatever he was singing. I'm starting to think that them drugs he was taking literally took him to Neverland. And that's why he wanted to sleep so bad. So he could be there, be Peter Pan and do all that stuff. And don't have to worry about nobody judging him. He probably was a butt-naked Peter Pan in his own personal dream. Then he had them kids. He had to be snapping in and out of it. Wait, you're not my son. Wait, you're not my daughter. You look nothing like Papa Joe. Wait a minute, who are these kids? He probably ain't even know them was supposed to be his kids. He probably thought he was in Neverland the whole damn time. That's how gone he was on them drugs. So if you're going to tell a biopic about somebody like that, put a message in it. We don't want to see him with bubbles, an animated monkey and everything. We already dealing with racial discrimination. They said Jaafar Jackson celebrated Cinco de Mayo so bad, they checking his ancestry for real. He might not even be Jermaine's son. But I could argue against that because his jawline looked just like Jermaine Jackson. Y'all need to see this, man, because when I seen this part, Oh, Lord, I almost passed out.
Michael Jackson did not have to die is at the heart of the manslaughter case against his doctor, Conrad Murray. But never in that courtroom have the jurors heard it like this. Expert witnesses giving a detailed blow-by-blow account of how Murray allegedly failed his pop star employer. ABC's Jim Avila is in Los Angeles tonight. Jim?
Bill, the district attorney's office is wrapping up its case with devastating medical testimony. Prosecutors say they could rest as early as tomorrow with testimony that has severely undercut one of the pillars of the defense case. A testifying tandem of medical reviewers, doctors paid to judge the work of their peers, delivered outright condemnations of Dr. Conrad Murray's conduct the day Michael Jackson died. UCLA sleep expert Dr. Nader Kaminger.
Let's talk about your findings in regard to using propofol.
It really has no role for the management of insomnia. It's inconceivable.
And you state unethical.
That's correct.
And why is that?
Wait a minute. Now, I hate to keep interrupting, but y'all got to feel me on this. We going to get back to this. I know y'all be saying, hey, let the video play. I'm going to let the video play. I'm going to let the music play. I'm going to let all that play. But I got to make this point real quick and fast, and I need y'all to come along for the ride. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing together. All right, y'all ready? Let's have this conversation. How many people was in Michael's pockets? Now, we heard the stories about Whitney Houston, Clive Davis. You know, somebody had her hooked on that dope real bad, rest in peace. She was on it bad. I mean, selling millions of records. Ain't nobody won as many Grammys as Whitney Houston. She had the voice, she had the talent, but she also had people in her pockets. And the best way to get to them pockets is some type of drug use. Sly Stone, same thing. He was the man in the 70s. He was putting it down, selling out arenas and stuff. Clive Davis was in his pocket. He was gone. He was out of his mind on them drugs, making the money while they was taking the money. So when it comes to Michael Jackson, and you see all these people in the courtroom trying to figure out, you know, how he died and what happened, how many people was getting paid off of Michael? And at the end of his career, he didn't want to work no more. That's why he made the tour. This is it. Y'all got to see this. He said, this the last time y'all gonna eat off me. I know what y'all want. Y'all want my money. Well, I'm going to give y'all what y'all want. He was doing this to try to save his life. And he didn't know if he was going to be able to make it through the whole tour. And they was uncertain that he would be able to do it too. So they figure we got to cash in and cash out at the same time. He was tired. Doing that same act his whole career. He ain't have a new act since Billie Jean. He ain't have a new act since 1985. He did that same act with that same glove, with them same. He was riding that wave for about 40 years. He ain't have it in him to come up with nothing. That was all he had. The glove, the hat, and come to find out, he got that from this man right here. Look.
And while you're wandering through the heavenly blue,
he was a biter. He got the pop. He got everything. He ain't come up with nothing original. I would hate to say he a fraud or whatever the case is, but he was definitely a one-trick pony. And by the time he got to the end of his career, he said, oh, I had enough. This is it, goddammit, because I'm tired of doing these other people's acts. He the Shang Tsung of choreography. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all need to listen at this. We gonna get back to him dying and everything, but y'all need to listen at this too.
I can't remember if I truly deserved it. But my father's never touched me. I remember being younger than 8, let me put it like that.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. And I can't remember what it was that I did.
Hold on, she talking about when Papa Joe had to tap that ass. Y'all listening? Listen.
Maybe how he was raised, doing what he thought was best. And wants nothing but the best for his kids. I just think that...
look, we're going to take it all the way from the top. Because this is what the legacy that Jaafar Jackson not only was born into, but he took on the role of Michael Jackson. Lord have mercy.
When you look back on your relationship with your father, is he predominantly a good man, do you think? How would you position him?
I think my father means well. I think he means well and wants nothing but the best for his kids. I just think that the way he went about certain things wasn't the best way. But it got the job done. And that's because of maybe how he was raised, doing what he thought was best, not knowing any better. So
You tell a story in the book, one occasion you cite when you're getting out of the bathtub and he whacks you. How old were you then?
I was very young. I remember being younger than 8, let me put it like that.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. And I can't remember.
Damn, he smacked her when she was wet, getting out of the damn tub. He was waiting on it. I bet her mama told Papa Joe what she done did. And he said, as soon as she get out of that tub, I'm going to whack that ass.
What it was that I did. I can't remember if I truly deserved it. But my father's never touched me aside from that time. He's never whipped me.
But he did the boys quite a lot. He was quite a physically disciplinarian guy.
When my brother Randy and when we came along, I think my parents got kind of tired. Having 9 kids and raising these children, I think they became...
He had the strength to whack that ass that one time. He figured that's all she needed. You gonna learn about Papa Joe today. She thought it was all good around there. She the princess of the castle. He caught that ass slipping. One good time, she ain't never forget it. And wound up putting it in a book.
Came in, everyone says, you guys have it so easy. My other brothers and sisters would say. And my parents were a lot more lenient with us. And I thought they were very strict.
Does he ever tell you that he loves you?
Yeah, he has.
He can do that. He has that.
He has done that before.
But not often, I shouldn't think.
No.
He doesn't give me the impression of being very demonstrative in that way emotionally.
It's very tough. Jacksons don't cry.
Her father a damn pimp. Hell no, he ain't out there being sentimental with his kids. That man got bills to pay. Michael Jackson in the room with the boy, according to LaToya Jackson. Now, why she got to lie? You know what I'm saying? She ain't get that same type of PR as the rest of them. We about to move on because it's going to get deeper. And I don't know if y'all ready for it, but I'm about to drop it on y'all head, your chin, or slap it on your cheek. Y'all about to get it, man. About to pour Hennessy all over y'all areolas. Just don't light a match. It's going to get so bad to where you're going to be wondering if you should throw them Michael Jackson CDs in the trash. And that's not what I'm trying to get y'all to do. I want y'all to understand that you don't want to follow behind nobody like that. If he's a leader, don't let Michael be your leader. Don't let him lead your kids, man. Because before you know it, they're going to be twerking better than you. Now listen.
It's kind of beyond a departure of standard of care.
And cardiologist Dr. Alan Steinberg.
You, in fact, found 6 separate and distinct extreme deviations from the standard of care.
Yes, sir.
In fact, the prosecution witnesses claim Dr. Murray deviated from standard care in 6 ways that killed Michael Jackson. First, using propofol as a sleeping aid, using the dangerous anesthetic at home, with no backup emergency personnel, no backup medical equipment, having no medical records to share with other doctors, and most critically, not calling 911 immediately, which could have saved Jackson's life.
He was definitely savable at that point.
So in essence, had Dr. Murray called 911 at 12 o'clock, Michael Jackson would still be here today.
Yes, sir.
And there's just no doubt in your mind about that.
No doubt.
Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me he ain't have a weed man? He needed an actual doctor to come beam him up? So not only was he ripping off people's material and made a whole career off the likeness of other influential people. He ain't had the scrim to roll a blunt. That's why they was calling him Wacko Jacko. I thought they was calling him Wacko Jacko because he was crazy or whatever, but it sounded like they was calling him Wacko Jacko because he was butt. Dance, everything fabricated. Wigs on, everything fake. Y'all be going in on these girls for having BBLs. Shit. He was a lot worse than that. That's what it sounded like here, man. Hold on.
Dr. Murray's 20-minute delay in calling 911 makes him guilty of manslaughter, said the prosecution's medical witnesses, even if it was Jackson who delivered the fatal last dose while Dr. Murray was out of the room.
911 was called at 12:20. So now from the assumed time that Dr. Murray found the patient, it's 20 minutes till the time that 911 is called.
Well, that just compounds the underlying effect of lack of adequate circulation and adequate oxygen to the brain that is really, really critical. And I think at that...
What the hell are you smiling for? You make it seem like this Def Comedy Jam or whatever.
To the brain that is really, really critical. And I think at that point it really becomes irreversible.
And in a stunning concession today, Dr. Murray...
What the hell was so funny, y'all?
Really critical. And I think at that point it really becomes irreversible.
And in a stunning concession today, Dr. Murray's defense...
Yeah, he died. He OD'd, everybody. What type of sickos is working this damn case, man? Now, Michael gone. But these people, a lot of them is still around. So when they seen that movie, I'm pretty sure Jaafar Jackson been some places and his hair stand up on the back of his neck. He turned around and Conrad Murray in the shadows smoking a cigarette, or some of them people that was at that trial giggling about Michael ODing. He reincarnated. I hope Jaafar Jackson don't go out like Tupac or somebody, because he about to do the Illuminati thing if he keep digging deep into this stuff. Look. So sad. Recently, he was at the Met Gala, y'all. Y'all need to see this. We ain't doing none of that music. Look. He walked his sassy ass over there. Look at his shoes. Got Purple Rain all in his shoes. They put out Michael Jackson type clothes for the man. He think he the king of pop.
I portray Michael Jackson in the new film Michael, and we're here in New York.
They got them good ass drinks. What's that? Some niggeroni on there, espresso. He living the good life.
I'm getting ready for my first Met Gala, which is incredible. It's surreal to be able to come and attend for my very first time after all this buzz on the film.
He seemed like he a good kid. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he a good guy, but how long that's gonna last? He read them damn notes. He was in that journal. He probably seen something he liked.
Then I couldn't be happier. I started off this day actually with a nice spa day. I went down, got a nice 60-minute massage, went to the steam room, went to the sauna. It started off the most calm day. Tonight means
bougie, privileged motherfucker.
Allows me to get into some clothes that really feel true and right, and that allows me to feel my best. I'm honestly really excited to see Coleman Domingos, my father, who in the film, who plays Joseph. I know he's gonna bring it, so.
He wanted to see how zesty that man gonna be. Hold on, look.
We are going for natural because...
Damn, he got on more makeup than Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. I mean, god damn.
We want him to look exactly like he is, just a little bit better.
It's all about balance.
God damn, she bought out all the chocolate. Got Snickerdust, Twix powder. He gonna be a California raisin by the time she done with his face.
Want to do too much and being very subtle. I would like to look as natural as possible, not doing anything I'm not used to doing and just sticking to how I look, but just enhancing it.
Look, he gonna keep on. That Jermaine Jackson coming in real thick. He better slow down with that damn molasses. He working on that blue magic now. Before you know it, he gonna have crazy glue, just like his daddy. He better slow down with all that perming, man. Before you know it, they gonna be putting a magic mark off. They gonna put a magic mark all over his head. He probably better off going the Michael Jackson route. Cause if he keep this Jermaine going, it's gonna be bad. Look. They got his clothes all laid out, nice and zesty. I want to see what he had on. Hold on, y'all need to see him. He went to the Met Gala like this. Look.
Wearing something like...
Shit, he looked like he the doorman or somebody. They probably handed him luggage and all types of things when he came out the hotel.
Wearing something like this, no, I feel very, very great. In a great mood, have some great...
What the hell? Fuck, he act like he about to be parking ballet or something with this madness he got on. They must be on the budget. Man, I know they asking, can they borrow some money? I know they trying to get that bread. He got all them cousins, his daddy, his uncles. Let me hold something. It's no telling how that contract was written up. That's one money-hungry family. If they wanted Michael for his money the way they wanted it, now he came up on the bag. Ain't no telling how bad it's gonna be. Look at this.
When people hear about drug addiction, particularly with celebrities, they tend to think, cocaine or ecstasy or heroin, whatever it may be. Clearly, we're not in that kind of situation with Michael. These were not drugs to make him high or get any kind of high experience. The drugs he was taking were all for pain and all for sleep.
Exactly.
Could it have been, though, that by the end, after years of insomnia, that he had become, in a way, addicted to any type of drug that would get him the sleep he craved? Do you think that's possible?
I really don't know, but I do know that it's a difference between Demerol and propofol. And if you...
Tell me about propofol, because you've studied this for your book,
Yeah.
and it's fascinating what you found out. It's a much stronger drug than people realize.
It's a much stronger drug. It puts you out, and it's basically used when people are under the knife and they want to not feel the pain. But the key to this is when you're a proven anesthesiologist and you're in the proper settings in the right medical field, you know how much to administer into the patient to keep him above the line, but not so above where he'll feel the pain, and keep them from going below the line.
Is propofol considered by most physicians to be an anesthetic rather than just a sleeping pill?
I really don't know, but I do know for Michael to get sleep, he had to be knocked out. And this wasn't just this one night. This was administered in him on an ongoing basis, which was causing his body to deteriorate and him to act different and have different symptoms in his behavior.
You as a family, you were probably the closest to Michael of all the family. But collectively, you must have all known that he had this ongoing chronic problem with sleep in particular. When you saw Conrad Murray come on the scene and stuff, did you get to know him well? Did you try and work out what he was prescribing? Were you concerned enough to do that?
To answer your question, Pierce, the first time I saw Conrad Murray was in the hospital when my brother was dead. It's the first time I saw him.
You'd never spoken to him? You never met him?
Never spoken to him ever. I understand that there was something with Paris that he came into their lives before, but the first time I saw him was in the hospital, and I just didn't have a good feeling.
Wait a minute, y'all. That don't sound right. Why Jermaine Jackson the representative? Why he all in the camera speaking on Michael's passing? He ain't got no affiliation. He don't mess around and study the drug that was knocking Michael out. When this man OD, I ain't trying to say Jermaine had something to do with it, but that Jackson estate is worth billions of dollars. And I'm pretty sure they knew that while that man was still alive. And he been shutting them out they whole life, man. He shut them out on Motown 25. I like them old songs, but I really like these new songs, so y'all can get off the stage, and I hope I don't never have to see y'all ever again in life. It's talking about Jermaine was the closest one to Michael in the family. I couldn't tell. Hold on, y'all. Y'all need to see this. Hold on. I just don't like it because somebody's sitting up there lying. And I ain't saying it's Jermaine or whatever the case is, but one thing for sure, a lot of this stuff not even adding up. Look.
The People's Princess and the King of Pop shared more than just royal titles. Diana, Princess of Wales, and mother to the future King of England, developed a strong friendship with global music sensation Michael Jackson due to her love of his music, their mutual passions for creating good in the world, and the common experience of having their individual lives play out under constant media scrutiny. Already a huge fan, she reportedly listened to the albums Thriller and Bad repeatedly. Diana and Jackson met July 16, 1988, when, along with her then-husband Prince Charles, she attended Wembley Stadium for Jackson's Bad tour.
That ain't... Y'all see what's going on here? Her name Diana, and they was having, they was getting along and everything. She royalty. He knows something about that royal life and being with them royals and things. And it get deeper than that. Now y'all got to pay attention to this, cause this gonna get even crazier. Listen.
There was a Children's Day when I was little. And I look at my father and say, okay, Daddy, Joseph, what are we going to do today? You know what that would have meant to me?
Michael lamenting his lost youth during soul-bearing conversations with Rabbi Shmuley, which comprise most of his new book, The Michael Jackson.
Rabbi Shmuley. That's who he was confiding in, because they knew, when you dealing with them boys and things, allegedly, it could be a religious, whatever the situation was going on with Michael. Now, I ain't trying to connect them type of dots, but he was damn sure talking to Shmuley.
Tapes in stores now.
He says in the book, in one of the most chilling passages, that everything he did in his career, from his song to his dance, was an effort to be loved, because he felt utterly unloved as a child performer.
Damn, man. They ain't show him no love. He was the breadwinner, making sure everybody good. They pulling up in Ferraris and things, and they still treated him like doo-doo. That's a cold-blooded family, man. A cold-blooded family. Listen.
Diana discovered the Jacksons. That wasn't true. She did not discover us. But it's publicity. It's pretend.
Hold on. The whole time I thought Diana Ross discovered them. They put that in the American 5 movie or whatever. The Jackson, y'all know the movie with Terrence Howard playing Tito. They said Diana discovered them. Michael said Diana ain't discover a damn thing. Did Jaafar Jackson know that?
I to tell you what to say, what not to say, the lies I had to tell. Diana discovered the Jacksons. That wasn't true. She did not discover us. But it's publicity. It's pretend. Bobby Taylor. Diane had nothing to do with it. When I first came out, I had to lie about me. Because I said I was 10 and I was 11.
Damn, they had that boy lying. They supposed to be Jehovah's Witnesses. And he had them lying about everything, man. Hold on, listen.
And they made it their lives. Oh, look what a fantastic person. He saved this girl's cat that almost got ran over by a lawnmower and she walked. The Jackson family, they lived in a ghetto in Gary, Indiana, and they made it. And they're so tight-knit, my ass.
Hold on, wait a minute, Michael. He said what now? He said they wasn't even all them people in that house and they couldn't stand each other.
Please, a witch. Natural. Please. Please, that's too much of a weed.
Hold on now. I know he ain't say that about his older sister. He said Janet all right. Janet natural. She'll throw some braids up in that thing. Poetic justice. She keep it real. LaToya, he said she got too much of a weave in her damn head. You can't take her seriously, man. Hair smelling like chicken Fritos and things. She round there talking crazy, looking a mess. Michael ain't respect her like that. Cause she had too much of a weave in her head, y'all.
Yeah, Joseph never used to hug us. Mother did. What about that other child? Devon. Yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't have any problems. He never had any problems showing. He hugged her and stuff. I never could understand that. Why is that, girl? I don't.
Hold on, wait a minute. I know he got another sister. Hold on, Papa Joe had another kid. Do Jaafar Jackson know anything about this, man? Hold on. What the hell? What he said her name was? John Viney? Oh, Papa Joe. He dead wrong for that, man. He went out there and had another kid in the 70s. And he loved his baby. He was hugging and giving her gifts and he was going over there being a real father. He ain't Oh, Lord have mercy. You mean to tell me that Papa Joe had him a red bone on the other side of town that had a baby and he took care of the baby? That's Janet with her little sister. Oh, man. Janet Jackson and her half-sister, Giovanni. I bet they ain't never let her come over for Christmas. Look, Joe loved this baby right here. You the family I wish I had before I had that family. He treated her good. They said he was hugging her and everything. That's Reby? Oh, man. I can't believe it. You a lot lighter than them black ass kids. Than my other kids. Look, he loved his baby. How the hell you gonna be a tyrant with your original family and then you super daddy with this one right here? He was proud of this one right here. He said the hell with LaToya, Reby, Janet. He named her Giovanni. Get the fuck out of here. Michael said, why is that girl? Why is she there? Why, Joe? Michael said he couldn't understand it. What the hell going on around here? And you ain't never, you beat my ass and you acting like she the queen of England. Oh man, that had to drive him crazy. He said, why is that girl? Hold on, get back to the video. Where it go? Oh my God. Y'all listening? Look.
Good morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't have any problem. He never had any problem showing. He hugged her and said, I never could understand that. I'm not. Why is that girl?
This nigga said, why is she? Lord have mercy. Whole family confused.
I don't know. He tried to beat me and stuff like that because I sang the wrong. I didn't do something right. I did the wrong dance, whatever. The wrong move.
Hey, the reason why I'm showing this stuff, y'all, and y'all got to feel me on this. Try to follow me on this. Jaafar Jackson is in a world of trouble because the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Jermaine Jackson, he got a young wife right now. So he following the same way Giovanni came along later in life for Papa Joe. Jermaine Jackson out there behaving the same way. Look at this. He got a wife the same age as Jaafar. Now that's his parents. I don't know who that is, man. That's Jafar mama and Randy baby mama. But this his new gal. And he about to be marrying her. So the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And if he about to marry this, if he following in Papa Joe's footsteps, I don't know if he put hands on Jafar already. I don't know if he ever disciplined his son, but now that he done turned into Michael Jackson and Jermaine living like Papa Joe, it's only a matter of time before he pull off that belt. He gonna have Beijing all over the back of his neck after Jermaine get off of him. Lord have mercy. Jermaine Jackson's wife, Halima Rashid, revealed why they split. So he like them exotical, them Sheila E type of things. He got the same palate as Prince when it comes to the women he like to deal with or whatever. They turned the whole Jackson family into the beige brigade. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, multiracial people, they good looking people, man. Who the hell? The princess and the frog. Who the hell was that supposed to be? Shit, his Jerry curl would have made Jackie Chan jealous looking like that. When his Kung Fu flick coming out? But could drop kick your ass, Dragonfly Jones with that, whatever he had going on. That was Jermaine Jackson. He married Barry Gordy's daughter. They ain't had no kids. Oh my God, he do not look pleased. That's back when black was cracking. Daddy paid for every damn thing. I thought it was what's the other one name? I thought it was Jackie that married Barry Gordy's daughter. I ain't know it was Jermaine. Oh, they family all mucked up. Damn, he been getting booty for a long time. I know that much. Now Jaafar got to follow in these footsteps, man. I wouldn't have did it. I would have told him you could keep that role. I'm trying to break cycles. I ain't trying to create new ones. But that's what he did. Hold on. Y'all need to see this. Hold on. Let me get this together for y'all. Okay, listen. Look.
Oh, God. I remember, like I played before with Marlon, and I had to share a room with Jermaine. And they always would say, Jermaine, we having girls up here all the time.
Hold on. No, Michael, no. No, nah. Wait a minute. He said what? Jermaine will be having girls up in there all the time while the boys was in the room. Marlon and... Was it him and Randy? Hold on.
I remember, like I played before with Marlon, and I had to share a room with Jermaine. And they always would say, Jermaine, we having girls up here all the time.
So while they was in there trying to get some sleep, Jermaine was in between them sheets, busting booties. And they had to put the pillows over their ears. Jermaine in there grunting, growling, sweating, big old afro. You busting the room, all you see is his back muscles and them legs in the air. While Michael and Marlon on the other bed trying to get some sleep. Lord have mercy. He talking back in the Motown days. Then he had the nerve to marry Berry Gordy's daughter. He can't be serious, man. Can you trust a motherfucker like that? Now Jaafar got all them demons. He got the spirit of Papa Joe up in him, Jermaine Jackson, then turned around and did a Michael Jackson biopic. Boy, you better go get saved. Somebody need to blow some sage up his nose or something. I'm praying for the young man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'm over here confused. Why would somebody want to do this to themselves? He could have did a Prince biopic. Yeah, he would have been zesty, but it wouldn't have been this bad. I would have let somebody else do it. Tell one of the Tito kids, the 3 T's, to do it. Make them lose some weight and get up there and do it. Don't Marlon got kid, let one of your Crothers do it. I'm over here stuck, y'all. Whoever said Uncle Michael was really a good man? Did he feel like it? How do he feel about Michael now that the movie is over with? He be looking like he disgusted every time you see him, man. He look like he ain't too happy with himself. He figure it's a money grab. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this bag real quick, but he don't look like he happy with his decision and what he did. Now his father want to hang out. Now they want to go get something to eat. You better keep your girl away from your daddy, man. Don't you introduce your old lady to your papa, because your son gonna mess around and be your brother or something like that. Your own child become your father or your uncle or somebody messing around with Jermaine. Can't trust none of them. None of them. And this movie probably reinforced those feelings. He seen what Michael went through. It's looking like he about to be going through it too. Lord have mercy. I just don't know. I'm about to go ahead and get out of here, man, because my feelings hurt. I got one more minute. I'm at least give it an hour before I skate. The phone line's been open. Ain't nobody call. I guess y'all don't want to talk about it. It is what it is, man. There's some hard stuff to talk about. I don't blame y'all. I wouldn't want to call in and speak on something so sad and devastating like this neither. Y'all got to be careful who y'all be following, who y'all be letting influence y'all. They call them influencers for a reason. Y'all be letting y'all kids be influenced by these people. When I was coming up, I guess Our parents ain't know no better. They let Michael Jackson be our influence. Had you with them ball shoes on, slipping all over the floor. Moonwalking and stuff, pants too tight, high waters on, flooding in school. Tight ass leather jacket, messing around, pass out from dehydration, trying to be Michael Jackson. Oh Lord, what the world coming to, man? Don't do no more Michael Jackson movies. They all bad. They only had one good Michael Jackson movie. Matter of fact, before I get out of here, I want to see this real quick. I got to see this real fast because they did a whole lot of them things. Too many of them. A moonwalker, that was weird and creepy. They had movies from back in the day I didn't even know they had. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button too. For all the people that already done did that, I appreciate y'all, but it would be really nice if you left a comment in the comment section below so I could read it, put a heart on it, and give a response to it and everything. Jaafar Jackson, if you listening, man, this all entertainment, allegations, speculations for entertainment purposes, man. Somebody out there was entertained by this here. And for the rest of the Jackson family, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Catherine Jackson. She's still holding it down for the family. They still got their matriarch, and she 90-some years old. That's a blessing. Rest in peace to Papa Joe. Tito, rest in peace, man. Michael, and all them. Janet Jackson, you still beautiful. You doing your thing. The whole Jackson family, all the grandkids. Paris. Okay, what's the other one? Blanket. Shout out to Blanket, Prince. The whole Jackson family. Y'all all right with me. Pray for Jaafar Jackson. That's all I got to say. I'm about to get... Reggie, hand me my keys, man. We about to get on out of here, man.